Hi everyone, I'm Natalie.
And I'm Aubrey.
And this is A Beginner's Guide to Running. So we're just going to be talking about things you need to get started, motivation, health tips, recovery tips, all of it.
And today's quote of the day is...
It is, "To give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift," by Prefontaine. And the song is, or the running song is, "Afraid to Feel" by LF System. Okay, so let's talk about things you need first.
Yeah.
Because that's really important.
One of the most important things you need to run are a good pair of running shoes.
Yeah, I like the Hoka
Bondi.
The Bondi ones.
Yeah.
But right now I'm using the Cliftons because that's all I have.
Yeah.
But the Bondis are really good for pronation.
Yeah.
They're like have a thicker sole. Also the Arahi has really good like pronation.
What is pronation? For those that don't know.
Pronation is like, okay, when I'm running, my foot kind of like goes inward.
So when you're running,
like,
your foot will lean a little or it'll turn, and if your feet usually do that on a run, it can like cause like it can hurt your knee, your ankles,
sometimes
any part of your bones.
Like when I run, I can feel the pronation. Like I know that it's bad.
And sometimes you never even know you're pronating. Like with me, I never knew until my coach pointed it out. So I got some new shoes and it really helped straighten my feet out. Yeah. Personally, I really like the On Cloud Monsters. They're really good for me personally because on like faster speed days, I need a shoe that is like a little bit bouncier and pushes me forward more. Like if we're doing, like 20 by 200, something like that, where they'll last me a while on like a longer workout, but they still have a little bit of speed in them.
Yeah.
So those are my personal favorites. I've had those I think I've gone through like 3 or 4 pairs of those.
Yeah. But for some reason when I have the Cloud Monsters, like the circles in the On Cloud Monster, they have like circles in them. So when I use them, they like deflated more.
Oh yeah. Because you're pronation.
I'm pronation. Since I'm a little more inward and a little more like I'm a little more turned, the circles in them, it kind of like deflates.
Yeah.
But it really just depends on your foot.
Yeah.
So when you go shoe shopping, just see what feels good for you. Because some people be using New Balance, Saucony, whatever you call it.
Hoka, Nike, Adidas. There's so many types of shoes for all different types of like people. Sometimes if you have just the way your foot's built, you're gonna want a different shoe, or maybe you have knee problems, ankle problems. Yeah. You want something soft, you want something fast. Do you do sprints? Are you doing longer distance? Are you just gonna go for walks? There's just so many different types of shoes, and you just kind of, it's gonna be trial and error. Yeah. I started running when I was 9, and just recently, like I just found the shoes that I like now because I used to have a favorite shoe, and then this happens, and I like this shoe now. So it's just, even if you find a good shoe, eventually you're gonna not like them and have to find a new shoe again.
Because your needs change all the time, so you feel like you need to change.
It also depends where you run. So if you're running on concrete or trails or
on the track,
there's so many different types of shoes. So
where do you get your shoes at?
I like to get my shoes at REI. They have a really good return policy. So, seriously.
The return policy is so important.
Because you might get shoes, wear them for one practice, and you're like,
I hate them. Awful. These are so awful, and you return them. And then
REI, you can return them, I think, like after a month, even if they're dirty. Like, they will take them back, which is great.
They also have a good reward system, which I like. But I realized that Roadrunner, I think it's in Studio City.
Yeah, there's one there.
Roadrunner, they really curate to your foot. Like they have like a little machine, and they examine your foot and say, oh, like this foot's bigger than this one, so like let's get some shoes.
Yeah, when you're getting your first pair of shoes, go to Roadrunner. They have like machines and people and like treadmills to like really analyze like what shoe's best for you. But like once you know what's good,
there's actual runners there that will actually are like educated in what they do
on shoes and stuff.
And they help you out. But for REI, if you already know the shoes that you like, it's good to go to REI because the reward system and the return policy. But go to Roadrunner first to see what you like, and like they literally examine your foot.
Yeah, that's some really good advice, actually.
Yeah.
Some people also, even if you find a shoe you like, some people, can never find the perfect shoe for them, and you might need inserts and stuff to help. Because, okay, this one fits my foot, but it's not soft enough. So, there's just so many combinations, and you just gotta have to figure out what works for you.
We're talking about daily trainers, by the way. Like, I feel like that's what we're talking about.
There's
two types of shoes.
There's spikes, which they're like a normal shoe, and they have like a little spike at the bottom. Those are for the track, so you could for workouts or races.
Yeah, and then fast shoes which are more for like tempo.
That's what we call them. They're not actually called fast shoes. They're cross-country flats.
Really?
Yeah, they're cross-country flats. They're like, not cross-country flats in the sense of like they're like a spike without the spikes. They're like a more bouncy, cushiony one. So something like marathon runners would use.
Yeah, okay. That's makes more sense.
We just call them fast shoes on our team.
Yeah. But they're also just a new pair of shoes so you feel fresher for those harder days.
Yeah.
Because your daily trainers are just so worn out from just wearing them every single day.
Yeah, and also the cross-country ones, they're like a normal shoe but with a carbon plate. And the ones that we had, what were they called? The
Hoka carbon.
No. The ones last year, the Saucony ones, the white.
Endorphins.
The Saucony endorphins. Those were really good. They were really thick in the back, so they propelled your foot forward when you were running. I really like those ones.
I don't really like them because since they were so thick, like I couldn't feel the ground.
Yeah.
So when I was running, I felt like I was in high heels. Like I felt like I was like.
It feels fine, but then you're going downhill, and then that's when I personally didn't like them, but.
They were good shoes though.
I liked them. I only just didn't like them going downhill. But every time else, I really, really liked those.
They were in Barbie pink. Yes. I really liked them.
And they were like sparkly too. Yeah.
So they were just like they were fashionable too.
Yeah, they're super cute.
I like them. And spikes.
We talked about spikes.
Which ones do you have out? Which ones do you have?
The best spikes. Everyone knows these. If you're a runner and you don't know what these are, the Dragonflies.
The Dragonflies.
Everyone has them. Everyone knows them. They're so hard to get. But they're really good. They really are just such good spikes. They're very lightweight. And, I mean, all spikes are pretty lightweight. But these ones, like, honestly, they're so good. Because even though they're small and lightweight, they still give your foot, like, plenty of support and, like, your ankles and stuff. Which I think is really important. Because some spikes just don't do that. They're just not enough support. And then I just don't like running in them.
That's how I feel about my Adidas ones. Because they were, like, they had a very hard, like... I don't know how to say it, like the opening of where you put your foot in. They were super hard, so it like smashed up against my ankle because of my pronation.
Yeah.
So I'm getting new ones. I'll let y'all know which ones I get because
those ones are good though for like the 32.
Yeah, those ones are good for longer distance track races, but I don't like them personally. I have to go to Road Runner.
Get some new ones.
Get some new ones.
So yeah.
That's it for shoes.
Yeah. The next thing we're gonna talk about is a watch. Watches are, like, mostly you're going to use those in practice to keep track of your mileage, how long you've been running, what your pace is, how much uphill you did, how much downhill you did. What's your favorite watch?
I like the coros Pace 2. And also watches are just good to, like, keep track of everything that you do. Like, when I want to look back and say, like, for example, our coach was like, do research on what you've been doing last year compared to now. And you can look up by date.
Because you can record it and then upload it to this app called Strava.
It's like social media. Okay, people in my school...
It's like Instagram for running.
It's Instagram for running. So sometimes I'm on my computer, like on Strava, and then people at my school will be like, what are you even doing? And I'm like, it's like social media, but for running.
Yeah.
And it's just there to, you know, keep track. There's a little map so you can see the route that you took.
Yeah, you can see your other friends' routes and stuff. And you can also, like... see your mileage for the week to make sure you don't do too many miles and overwork yourself, but also see, oh, I've only done this many miles and I need to try to get more mileage up.
Yeah.
I personally, for a watch, I have an Apple Watch, but it's not the best watch for like running. I mean, there's the Strava app on the watch, which is really easy to use and upload straight to Strava, but it's not as accurate as most watches. The reason I have that is so I can make calls from it, because we run a lot in Griffith Park.
Yeah.
Up in the hills.
And it's good for like...
So it's good. If something happens, like I can make a call. Like it's actually come in handy plenty of times.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not as accurate. So, but we do recommend it for beginners because it's more lifestyle and you can use it for other things. While my watch, the Coros one, I'll just use for running.
Yeah, so if you're gonna like run like track and cross country on like your school's team or in college or something, a Coros is good. But if you're just gonna like just start running for fun, like around your neighborhood or go on hikes, an Apple Watch is good. Yeah, a Coros is cheaper though, because an Apple Watch, it's Apple. It's not going to be very cheap.
Yeah, on the watch you can see how fast you're going, how much mileage you've done, the time, and it's good to like, it's good for reps.
How's the battery life?
I could go, if I like turn off my watch after practices and only keep it going for those 2 hours, I could have it going for like a whole week.
Yeah, the thing about my Apple Watch, I have to charge it every single day because you get notifications all night, and if I don't charge it overnight, it's going to be dead the next morning.
It's like a mini phone.
Yeah,
That's just like a mini phone.
it's literally a mini phone.
Because you can record on your phone. You can record
Strava.
like Strava on your phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like
Strava's so good. Like if you're running, you don't have your watch, you can use your phone and record Strava. You can use it on your watch, and then you can upload it and go onto your computer. And if it's, you know, like my Apple Watch is not very accurate, so if you go on Strava, you click on your run, there's 3 dots, and you can correct your distance, so it's more accurate, which is really nice to have. But I like knowing how like fast I'm going in the moment, not the next morning.
That's why you always tell me, Nat, how fast are we going? Because
I don't know
with the Apple. And then it's also a good way to connect because we always see our college friends or like the college people who already graduated.
And
so we see Trevor Dean, we see Xander, we see
Aiden,
Jordan.
All of our old running friends and stuff, they still use it, and it's really fun to like.
And we see them and we're like, oh, like she went on a bike. Like it's so cool. Just
my cousin, she biked for like 3 hours. We get home from practice, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like she biked for like 70 miles.
I see. She went from like Pasadena all the way down to Westwood or something.
If you're not from California, that's just, it's very far. Oh my gosh.
Like 26 miles.
Yeah.
Like,
Strava sponsor us.
Strava, please. Yeah. Thank you.
Another thing you're going to need, or at least want, when you start running are dri-fit clothes. Yeah. If you guys don't know what dri-fit clothes are, it's like a certain material that is just more lightweight and breathable, and it doesn't absorb like as much sweat. So, I mean, it's good to have dri-fit shirts. Dri-fit shorts are really good too, but if you're going to only get some clothes, at least get dri-fit shirts. Do not wear a t-shirt. You're going to be sweating, it's going to be so hot, and it's going to get really sweaty.
If you use like cotton ones, it's just so like heavy and it's like, it's not breathable.
Yeah, especially here in California, like it's always so hot. Like you're not going to want to run in a cotton t-shirt.
Even in the heat, dri-fit shirts also work in the heat, but they're useful in the rain.
Yes.
Because yesterday we had a run in the rain, and like I was wearing dri-fit pants and the water just like trickled off me.
Yeah, they didn't absorb in. Sometimes I wear these like cotton ones and they're not good for the rain. That's another important thing. Sweats for running. Yeah. Even if it's just like only under 70 degrees, it's like to some people you might not feel cold, but sweats are so important, especially sweat pants.
It's just to keep your muscles warm. It's not exactly for you to feel warm. It's just so your muscles can like. Yeah.
So you're not cold. Show up to practice, you wear sweats. And when you're cooling down, if you're going to stretch, what else? Especially for races, like after you warm up and you're just kind of like doing drills to stay warm and you're like about to race but you still have enough time, like you want to wear your pants to keep your muscles as warm as possible because the second they get cold,
that's it. Once you start running, you're like all stiff and you're not even.
It's not going to be a good race.
Not at all. And then water bottles.
That's the final thing. This is a very loose category. It doesn't, like any water bottle works.
Yeah. No Stanleys.
Or like a Starbucks cup or something. That like something with the straw that'll fall over. That's just not gonna work well.
I have one where it's like you flip it open and then it's like a straw. I don't really like that one because dirt can get in the crevices from like all this stuff. Get like one that like
with
twists
spinny
open.
Thing, or like an owala. Those are good too because you can sip it like when you're at school, but then you can also chug it. Owala sponsor us too, guys.
Owala.
And they're really cute too. I just have like the tayeka one. I don't know if that's how you say it. It's pink. I got it because it's pink, and it's a perfect water bottle because you just screw it open. And and if you're gonna get a water bottle, try to get at least like 24 to 32 ounces or bigger.
Don't. I've seen people that have like the mini plastic ones, and it's like
you're gonna drink it all at practice. Plus, it's like we go to school and then practice, so all day at school we're trying to stay hydrated. And if you have a tiny water bottle, you're gonna have to fill it up so much.
Yeah. Just invest in a good water bottle. It'll help you in the long run. So
especially like a tin one that'll keep it cold. California, it's hot. You want cold water. So yes,
that's it for all the things you need, and that's it for all the things you need for running.
Stay tuned for the next part of episode 2.